Garrett here. We are talking some hashtag BB21, and I will start this off by saying this is going to be a spoiler episode. We're starting the episode off with a spoiler. We already have an HOH winner. I'm about to say it, so click off if you don't want to hear it. Nicole has won HOH, the final, well, not the final HOH, but Nicole is guaranteed final 3. What it seems like happened, because they're talking right now, I can't play all the chat on there, but it seems like her and Holly may have cut a deal. But she's standing there, and Holly looks like she already thinks she's made a mistake.
I mean, arguable.
Yeah, I mean, so this really changes everything. In all honesty, I thought Holly was going to be the odds-on favorite.
Thought Holly would stomp.
Yeah.
Nicole winning out,
dude.
So yeah,
happened, right?
So Nicole winning the final 4 HOH. Nicole is guaranteed final 3.
33% chance of winning.
It's true. Well, maybe not necessarily. If Jackson makes the final 2, Jackson's winning. But
yeah,
we'll talk about that. So yeah, Nicole ended up winning. So that ended up happening. So anyway, Jesus. All right, what a start. Hello everyone. Hello Dale, Zing, Aaron, Melissa. Tom,
what an episode.
Damien, the other Melissa. Don't forget Melissa's. All right.
Wait, before we start though, let's just acknowledge how annoyed the broadcast guys have to be, because it probably took them so long to set up the ability to just go straight live to the live feeds today.
Yeah, and that was an endurance comp. It's supposed to last a long time. And I flipped it on as the episode was ending. They flipped on the stream, and all of a sudden I literally looked 20 seconds later, and Jackson is putting – I see Nicole crying, and I was thinking, oh, my God, Nicole got out already? And it was Jackson putting the HOH key over Nicole's neck. So, wow. Yeah, all right. So let's cut to what happened tonight, boys. So, as we saw all week, it really came down to veto in this one, because if Jackson or Holly won veto, the noms were going to end up staying the same. It was going to be an easy, probably just vote Tommy out. See you later. But things changed when Nicole won veto and took Cliff off, meaning Holly had to go up. So it was either Holly or Tommy going home tonight. And it seemed like the plan was originally to get Tommy out, and then Nicole being kind of the catalyst saying, hey, Cliff, maybe we should vote Holly out, because Holly and Jackson are a guaranteed final 2. They'll take each other to the final 2, no doubt. And then it ended up flipping. And they're like, yeah, so Holly was supposed to be leaving at that point, and then ended up flipping back today. And we saw literally 15 seconds at the end of tonight's episode. And Charlie and I were talking about this right before you joined, Garrett. I think Sunday's episode is going to be a little hard to watch, isn't it?
It's going to be a tough watch.
Gosh, that's going to be like 20, probably be like a 10-minute like piece of them just arguing, because it'll start with whatever kicks it off, and then it'll lead into whatever we already seeing, and that's gonna be like, and that looked like that was they stood up from the table already, so that implies a long conversation. That's gonna be crazy. Oof.
Yeah. So Tommy ended up going home. They voted Tommy out. There was a big house meeting that Nicole called today, because her and Cliff were going back and forth as of about 2 hours ago, 3 hours ago now, 2 hours before the show, on who they were going to vote out, and they decided to vote out Tommy. Because, as we saw in tonight's episode, Jackson overheard Tommy's pitch to Cliff and Nicole, where he said he was going to throw them the HOH because they should all be on the same page voting Mickey out of the house. And Mickey overheard that and came up with a lie that was, Tommy told me he was going to tell you guys this all along. And Nicole and Cliff, I don't know if they necessarily bought it, but Charlie, they bought it enough to send Tommy home. What'd you think of that move by Jackson?
I thought that was probably, I mean, in terms of a game move, that's got to be the best game move of the season, because he totally just made them do something that was not beneficial for their game.
Yeah.
And it was only really beneficial for his and Holly's. And so that was just a huge game move. And it kind of reflected the episode, man. The episode was all game. And you compare this to that episode, a week ago that was pretty much The Bachelorette. and everyone's like, "This is the worst episode I've ever seen." And you have this still going on. Like that was good gameplay in the final 5, and it was enjoyable to watch.
I agree. And Garrett, what's funny is that obviously we're watching as omniscient characters. We can see everything that's going on. But it's so interesting because if Nicole and Cliff would have taken a step back, if they are not sold 100% on what either side is saying, either Jackson or Tommy, Holly was very smartly, by the way, keeping herself out of it. If they would have taken a step back, they would have realized, okay, we're picking between Tommy, someone who could be BSing us but could be telling the truth, or Jackson, who 100% would take Holly to the end. Cliff or Nicole, they know for sure, okay, it's either Tommy is going to take one of us or Jackson, but Holly would take Jackson over both of them, and they both would know that going into it. So the fact that I think this goes to show, Garrett, how much the pressure of this game can get to people, right?
Yeah, and we'll get to the idea that Libby's throwing out there in a second, but and I kind of agree with both arguments on this. And the reason why is, and I think it was pretty brilliantly stated in the editing in this episode, it was said by a couple of different people. No matter who they choose, they know they're going to have problems to deal with. The difference is, are you more worried about jury votes or people in the house voting you out? I mean, at this point, it becomes a real tough game of deciding that. I mean, you go back through the history of all the Big Brother seasons, especially with some of the greatest players of all time. This is when they made their most powerful moves, was in these last stages. And as we were just saying, Jackson made that move, and it was done brilliantly. But I do think I would personally have probably gone with Tommy. But I don't know what that would reflect, because I just think that maybe
you think to vote out Tommy or to keep Tommy, you would rather go
to keep the guy. Am I still connected?
Yeah, you're connected.
And I want to say something that sticks out to me with all this is you got to look at who's your biggest threat to win the game. And I think this is where an argument that keeps coming into place was. They're like, well, obviously Jackson's the biggest threat to win the game, right?
Yeah.
Tommy would theoretically be second in a lot of people's eyes. So they're making the argument, that's why you take out Tommy now. However, you're forgetting the part. You're leaving in Jackson's number one ally, who is by far, by such a long shot, the best person to win this game, like the best chances to win this game. And so you're leaving his number one.
That's my question to Charlie and to the chat. Simple yes or no question. Did Nicole and Cliff think too far ahead? Are they making a mistake looking forward to the end of the game rather than playing the week as it comes to them?
That's kind of what I was getting at. It's like, I don't know. It's like, do you play the long game or the short game? Which one's going to backfire more on you?
If you're just looking ahead towards this veto, Tommy was taking out Jackson no matter what. That would have been 3-1. Now it's 2-2. Holly's evicting Cliff or Nicole.
Ton asks, so can Nicole put Jackson and Holly on the block? Yes. However, nominations do not matter this week. They literally don't matter because it's all based on who wins veto. So whoever wins veto gets to decide who the safe member is, which would be themselves, right? So theoretically, no matter what, whoever wins veto this week, if it's Nicole wins veto, then she gets to decide who the two nominees are. Her original nominees, don't matter because then she could change them if she wants. And everyone's playing in the veto regardless. And then for the other three, for Cliff, Holly, and Jackson, Mickey, whatever you want to call him, whoever wins that gets to final three. Whoever wins the veto is final three, and they get the sole vote to evict. Which for Nicole, now the odds, Garrett, are now Cliff's in a tough spot, right? Now Cliff has to win veto, Garrett, right? Because now he's a guaranteed going home if he doesn't win veto, correct?
I mean, yeah, because, then it was stated openly by both of them to Jackson in this episode that they're going to stay together no matter what at this point. And it's obvious to everyone that Holly and Mickey are going to stay together at this point. Obviously, duh. You know what I mean? So I think what it comes down to now is who plays the better game going forward, who can manipulate the others into doing what they want, which is going to be tough when it's literally 2 versus 2. But I mean, hey, what are you going to do? It's how things shook out.
Actually, that is true. It's actually not 2 versus 1 because Nicole does play in the veto. So theoretically, if Nicole won the veto, then she would have Holly and Mickey on the block, and she would allow Cliff to be the sole vote to evict. So, at least that's what we would assume is going to happen. I don't think that she would trust Holly or Jackson to send the other person home. So,
boneheaded move.
Yeah. So let's do a quick little update. I got to say, this is not pretty, so you guys might want to turn away.
As you're updating that, I'm just going to – I don't see how, if they want to win this game, if they truly want to sit in those final 2 chairs, how they justified this move.
I agree.
Now it's –
like I said, it's a guarantee at the very least if you're Cliff and Nicole. I mean, let's look at it just on a game move. Well, so let's just go over this really quick so we can flash back to our cameras and stuff. So viewers, you are a guaranteed win. Holly, Jackson, Nicole, you have 3 of the final 4.
And
good job
in the game, so I'm definitely not winning.
Good job. Yeah. And you probably have America's favorite player. Nicole's going to win America's favorite player if she doesn't win the game. So, but no, I agree, Charlie, in the fact of looking long-term, short-term, for every reason. If they would have just taken a step back, I still don't know why people don't see Holly as a threat. She's won 2 HOHs. If you wanted to make the case that Holly has played a good game, and everyone that's left in the house, the only person who has a strong case to not win the game right now is Cliff, because he's already been evicted.
That, and he's done nothing. He's done nothing. He's so scared, man. It's
Charlie,
so upsetting.
What do you think about Queen Catherine winning AFP?
I don't think she has a chance. I think too many people dislike her, unfortunately.
I agree. Melissa said I'm watching.
She was cool, though.
Right now. So Melissa says, and I'll go back and chat some of your comments, by the way, guys. I think Cliff is the issue here. He doubted Nicole's abilities and was hedging his bet into this week, and now he will likely go home. Garrett,
I hope he does.
What do you think about that?
You asking me?
Yeah, Garrett.
Okay, yeah. Yeah, no, I mean, that's definitely a really good point because, yeah, Cliff, I think, has done this to himself a couple of different times when he was trying to make sure he was, like, he got caught playing both sides of the house, I think a couple of times, honestly, this season. Not caught, per se, but, like, there was one time where someone literally heard his entire plan, his entire game plan, and that screwed him. And this is basically kind of the same thing now. Now that it's been obvious now that he didn't have faith, you know, like, because he was still planning, I mean, in the background to do something with Mickey and Holly if he had to, you know? So, like, it's just like, that's going to become to the forefront. That's a weapon that they have to use against him now. So, I mean, it's just like, it does not look good for Cliff. I agree.
Yeah. I mean, like we said, if you're Nicole, I think that you are still fighting. That's the good thing, is that in these Final Fours, a lot of times you just see the HOH kind of bow out and allow the other 3 to duke it out. But in this case, Nicole is going to be fighting hard to make sure that she can keep Cliff around. I don't know.
See, I like Cliff too. His gameplay, it reminds me a little bit of James from his second season in Big Brother 18, where he's playing so scared. And he's going to go out of this house with his word still intact when he could have made the move to win this game. And he just, it's frustrating. But it is what it is. You know, Nicole might win this POV. Cliff might win this POV. They still have a chance. I mean, you're still playing the odds game. It's just, I don't like my odds going against Mickey and Holly, knowing that no matter what, they're taking you out if you're Cliff.
I just think it's funny. We have 2 people. We have 2 twosomes now. We have the 2 that have been running the game the entire time, and we have the 2 people that are the dark horses that have come on strong in the end. If you are a betting man, Garrett, and I said, here's $100, you have to put it on one person to win, and it's all equal odds, who are you betting to win the game right now?
Oh, that's so tough because, you know, when you say, well, because when you add it up in your head, you're like, well, they really have been running the game the whole time. But does that really matter now when the air is pretty much clear at this point? Everyone knows what's been going on. They all acknowledge that they've all played pretty good games to get this far. You know, the floaters of destiny versus the game players of maybe one of the best of the more recent seasons. Because if you look at the last few weeks of Jackson's gameplay for the last like 4 weeks, dude, I mean, like he
pretty much since 9 down, he's like carried the entire house between having Holly.
And you can make the argument that even though it didn't entirely work out at the beginning, he was still making plans to take over the house early on. So he's been playing a decent game. He's just kind of a bonehead at the beginning. So I guess I would put it on them just because I don't know. Is the luck of the other two going to run out this week? Will they finally collapse because of this dissension that could potentially come up now? Who knows? But I would probably put my money. I think the smart money would be on Jackson and Holly at this point. But I don't know. It could go either way at this point for me, especially with equal odds when you throw like that in there. Ooh.
Really quick, I want to show something. If you guys follow the Twitter, so I already retweeted this. Just to show you guys. Watch this video.
Play with the audio. It's not playing the audio.
Yeah, we can't. I can't hear anything.
I can't hear Brady at all now. I think it blocked it out for something, Brady. Yeah, it's hard because I don't know. If I were to take that bet, I think Holly's definitely final three now, no matter what. Right? And I would say that $100 bet, I would put it on Nicole. I think she's in the safest spot. She's guaranteed final three.
Unmute.
There we go. And I think just looking at how Tommy's rooting for Nicole and he's going into the jury. She needs someone like that in there. Especially with Jess, which is basically what that video was.
So here's okay. So Flames makes a good point here. Jackson or Cliff go home. Garrett, is there any way that Holly goes home this week?
Now, if we want to make the argument that Jackson's been playing her the whole time, and I think it's pretty obvious by when she talks and how she kind of knows what's going on to a point, but he doesn't let her know everything because he doesn't want her to like question him. I'm assuming. I don't know why, but she just doesn't know everything. Like again, she'll say things every now and then, and you'll be like, "Do you really know what's going on with the two of you?" So I mean, I don't know. It wouldn't be out of the realm of possibility in Big Brother for a really great player to dump their girl to try and get a spot, or like later, especially like down to the wire like this. You just never know. But I don't. Oh, it'd be crazy if it did happen. But I kind of am with Flames as well on this.
Charlie, is there any way that Holly realizes that she also can't beat Jackson and she threw it to Holly, the HOH competition that is, thinking that maybe she'd be the one to take out Jackson?
Hey, I would love to see that. She can't beat him. Hell no. Jackson's beating her every single time.
Yeah, I agree. All right, so let's talk jury votes, all right? Here are our jurors, because remember, this is not up to us. It is not who America wants to win. We have Jack, Kat, Annalise, Nick, Jessica, Christy, and Tommy so far. Now, the video that I was trying to play for you guys was most people would assume Jessica played the game with Cliff and Nicole, so she would vote for them. She, in the video, said that her biggest mistake in the game was not getting Nicole out, and that she should have aligned herself with Jack and them because she thinks that Nicole was playing all the different sides.
She's just one of the most clueless players that's ever touched this game.
So that is, she does not like Nicole's game, and she thought that her biggest mistake was not voting Nicole out.
All right, so hypothetically, if it's Holly, Nicole, final two, which is my prediction,
then Jessica would vote for Holly. So that's
and so would Kat. That's two.
And so would Jackson.
That's three. And then I think Nicole's
the bag, 6-3. And so would Jack and Nick as well.
No, Nick's with Nicole, 100%. And I think Nick, Tommy, Christy, Jack, Annalise are all going to vote the same probably, and they're all probably going to vote Nicole in that scenario because they got stabbed by Holly and Jackson.
It's true.
I think that's a 6-3 Nicole.
Okay. Yeah, I mean,
that's a compelling argument.
That's possible. I mean,
and I'm hoping if it's like Cliff Jackson final two, which is going to be pretty hard to get to now.
If Holly wins out, do you think she can win the game?
If she takes Cliff,
she wins veto final HOH and takes Cliff,
I think if they pin the argument, if they take Cliff final two and they pin the argument correctly that he's been evicted, and they really get it in their eyes that that's why he shouldn't win, they might. But she's gonna have to, because she gets Cliff's vote from, or she gets Kat's vote, which I think Kat and Jess are voting together. So she'll probably get Jess's vote there too.
Aaron said, how'd fantasy football do this week for y'all? So Garrett won by half a point because Ben is the worst general manager of fantasy football of all time. I'm just going to put this out there. Ben's bench, and if you're not familiar with fantasy, all right? Ben on autoplay videos, dude. I hate this. All right. On his bench, Ben had Deshaun Jackson, 35 points. Sammy Watkins, 46 points. Well, Sammy Watkins was wide receiver 1. I think Deshaun Jackson was wide receiver 3. John Brown, 25 points. All of them on his bench. Meanwhile, he started Devontae Adams, 7.6. Kerryon Johnson, 8.2. Broncos defense, 0. All he had to do was on Monday night get the Broncos defense to score him 1 point, and he would have won, and they couldn't do it, and Garrett won.
Jared Goff, baby.
Pretty funny. But I won. Garrett won by half point. I won handedly, and Aaron did win. Aaron won over Charlie. That's why he wanted us to bring it up.
But now this week, Charlie, I'm coming for you.
What do you think about getting beat down? Starting Baker Mayfield.
I know, right? No, it's just unlucky. I had a 46
Brady,
Christian McCaffrey, and it didn't matter. Just unlucky.
What's he get for doubting the GOAT? That's all I'm saying.
Absolutely.
All right.
Think about it in hindsight. Would you think Jared Goff's going off the Titans or Tom Brady's going off on the Steelers?
I think Jared Goff should be going off to the hospital because he's awful.
I guess. I said Jared Goff. I meant Baker. Shit.
Yeah.
The final
Oh my God. Cliff just said, they're talking about the argument, and Cliff said, in the end, I could look both of you guys in the eyes and tell. Jackson said, and it was genuine. And Cliff said, me too. So Cliff basically just said, hey, I knew that you guys were the ones telling the truth and Tommy was lying. That's going to hurt, man, when they go back. That's going to be such a tough episode for Nicole and Cliff to go back and watch upcoming Sunday's episode. So the only person Holly could beat is Cliff, says Tom. I agree.
And I think even in that case, they got to play the cards.
Yeah, she would have a chance. I think Jackson crushes everybody. I think Nicole has a chance. Nicole would beat either Holly or Cliff. Nicole has to win out and cut. I think Cliff goes home this week. Nicole's going to win, and she's going to cut Jackson and take Holly and win the game. That's how Nicole wins the game.
She beats Holly.
In my opinion. Because and honestly, Cliff going home this week helps Nicole if she wants to win the game. Not just get to the final two, but win the game. Because we've seen in the past, people would consider Nicole cutting Cliff for Holly in the final two, who she has a better chance to beat, probably. I think a lot of people would say, wow, that's really, you're going to backstab and cut Cliff at the end. She might get some vote flips there.
I want nothing more than Cliff to go out at 4th place on Nicole's HOH.
It'd be funny.
That'd be amazing.
So Dale says, you tell me Cliff shouldn't win because he was evicted. I say that's more reason to give him the win. Garrett, what do you think about that? Because we know how Charlie feels.
So I'm both ways on this, because there was a whole season of Survivor where you go to an island and then you come back if you can complete a challenge within a certain amount of time. I don't know if you remember that season, Brady. I really loved Redemption Island. I thought that was a great angle, but I don't think that works in a show like this because, one, there's 2 teams in Survivors. I think there's a few more people. I could be wrong about that. And also, a lot of times you have unforeseen things that happen in shows like Survivor where there's a lot more. Every challenge is physical. There's a physical challenge every single day. You know what I mean? Of filming. And it's also shot over a period of time. It's not like there's no live element to it until the end. So that show it can work in because you have to, some people get injured. Some things happen. People go home. Some people can't do it. In a show like this, everyone's expecting to be in for the whole time. Again, things like that can happen. So I just don't think it works in a show like Big Brother as much. But at the same time, I really have liked watching Cliff battle back in this season. I'm kind of conflicted on it. But I think overall, I think if he were to win, a lot of people would not like that, I have a feeling. Unless they were behind him. I don't know. It just depends.
I absolutely agree. So let's talk some Tommy. All right. Now, I understand that you two have not really liked Tommy much. I mean, Gary, we had a hiatus with you on the podcast. I don't know your opinions on Tommy, but Charlie has not liked Tommy all season. I've gone back and forth. I love Tommy at the beginning. I didn't agree with him jumping in on, or not really jumping in necessarily, but not standing up against the bullying kind of thing that was going on when there was that giant alliance. I thought that maybe he should have, cut them out, but it's hard for Tommy. I give him the benefit of the doubt because he doesn't know how his family's going to react. In the back of his mind all season, it's, okay, if I go against Christy, like my family might still like her. Who knows? Maybe his family's still on really good terms with Christy, and he doesn't want to hurt his life outside the game because Big Brother is only for a few months of your entire life, and you don't want to ruin relationships with family and friends for the rest of your life based on decisions on a TV show. And so he was kind of stuck with Christy in that fact. And when Christy was the Pied Piper and leading all of the bullying stuff, I think that Tommy got guilty by association. And since Christy's been gone, I think that this has been his true colors. I think Tommy is such a caring individual, has always worn his heart on his sleeve. And Charlie, I thought at the very least, we have to say it was very telling of Tommy that even after Jackson made up a blatant lie, went after his character and just destroyed him today in that meeting that we're going to see on Sunday, leading Tommy to tears. The fact that Tommy delivered the speech pre-eviction that he did, talking about being inspirational and encouraging people to go out and try out for Big Brother, send in their audition tapes. And then when Julie asked him, what do you think of Jackson's move? And he said, I respect that game move and I love Big Brother. We have to at least say good on him, right?
Oh, absolutely. Yeah, I always felt like Tommy was the best one in the worst group of people in the house. When you're paired with Nick, Jack, Christy, and Annalise, it's just kind of hard. It's like, man, it's just people he's paired with. And notice what happens when they're all gone. He's likable. He's playing the game. It's sloppy at times, but he's still playing it. That's kind of the theme of the season. Everyone's kind of playing the game, but it's sloppy, but at least they're playing rather than just sitting there not doing anything.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. I think Tommy has, at the very least, it's obvious what he wanted to do with his gameplay. He made the crucial mistake of saying that he knew Christy going in. And that just sat in the back of the minds of all four of the people that are still in the house, and that got him evicted. Real question, Garrett, what's your cat's name? Garrett? Is he frozen?
Oh, okay, so sorry, I don't know why I've been having connection issues. Haven't had any StreamYard so far. This is so weird tonight. I think maybe I'm getting throttled or something. But
that's true.
But anyway, my cat's name is Babe. The reason why, because she slides when she stops sometimes, and baseball is cool and Babe Ruth. So yeah.
Wow, Babe Ruth. Wow, man, curse the Bambino. That's why your connection is.
Listen, I didn't come up with it. Right? I just like baseball now.
Hey, man, I'm a Red Sox fan. All right, that hits deep. I remember 1918 like it was yesterday. All right.
1918.
Hey, I remember the 1983. I remember the 1983 Bears. And of course, I just didn't want to say that.
Melissa, what's it mean when the message is retracted? I keep seeing in chat. That just means someone typed their message and then took their message off. Like a lot of times people will put a typo and then retract it. We haven't been blocking messages to my knowledge. But Fume said, I don't like Tommy, but he would have benefited both Nicole and Cliff. He was throwing HOH and gunning for veto to get Jackson out. The thing about that, Fume, is we know that Tommy was being truthful basically in everything that he said. I believe that Tommy meant what he said with literally everyone this year, and he was trying to maintain good relationships with everyone. But Nicole and Cliff don't know that. They thought that he could have been lying and that Jackson could have been the one telling the truth. And we found out Jackson's a pretty good liar. So Melissa said, my cat's Pinky, named after Pink Floyd. Not the biggest Pink Floyd fan, but they're pretty good. I did have like a giant following though. I do know Pink. I had some friends in high school that they were the ones that put the Dark Side of the Moon on and started it at the point in the Wizard of Oz movie where it goes into color, and then apparently the whole album is supposed to go along with the movie.
That sounds like I'm gonna have to do that.
Dang, Damien said you went from cute to mute. when you said baseball's cool.
I do think I've heard from Damien that he's not a big sports fan. So I mean, I get that. There's a lot of sports entertainment fans that aren't. So I get it. It seems weird to me because I got
off.
I don't know what it is about this outfit that I always end up wearing it. I have literally no idea. It literally has to do with my rotation.
Yo, Undertaker.
That's so funny.
I'm rocking that nickname. Should I change my gamer tag to Undertaker?
Yes, you should.
Oh,
Let him be great, Fume. Let him be great. Hashtag make Garrett great again. All right.
No, I'm already great. I don't need to be made great again.
All right now. Who did you say you think's gonna win, Garrett?
I don't think I did. I think I think I said which pairing.
Nicole.
Okay, Charlie, gun to your head. You say Nicole. Garrett, gun to your head. Who do you say?
I said I'm gonna go with Nicole as well. I just think the door is open.
I'll be the oddball. I'll go Jackson.
That's fair.
Jackson wins out, takes Holly, looks like the honorable man. And if it's Jackson and Holly, who's voting Holly? Anyone?
No one.
Jessica, maybe, because she's clueless.
Jessica, Kat, and Mickey. There you go.
You know what's nice is that Christy, Tommy, like we're talking about like the last 5 or last 6 that were left. Christy, Tommy, Nicole, and Cliff are all going to vote based on who they think played the best game. They are not going to be spite votes. I like that. Those 4 people are super fans that are going to vote for who they think actually deserves to win. Do we have the petty people in there, the Jacks and Annalises and Jessicas of the house and Nicks? Yes, but it's okay. Kat's voting Holly, probably, to be honest. Don't forget Holly won the HOH similar to this one. Well, Flames, did you come in late? Because Nicole already won.
I was going to say let him be innocent, but you just didn't even give him a moment.
Nah, dude, no innocence here. I already said at the beginning.
Spoilers were happening. You did say spoilers. You did give the warning. Although if you came in late, are you really able to be warned for the spoilers? I mean,
yes. If you come in late,
fair
you
enough.
It's fine. It's fine.
I agree.
Sorry, Flames. You know what? Flames doesn't deserve any sort of sympathy. He crushed Rick by like 80 points. Rick got 120 points this week, and Flames got over 200 and crushed him.
Yeesh.
Melissa said Dr. Will doing jury roundtable. He has the past couple seasons, but
that's a player right there, bro.
Dr. Will.
Dr. Will. The man.
Oops. Okay, thank God. Yeah. Who do you think wins the puzzle veto?
I mean, if it's not a tactical hand puzzle, we already know.
Tactical hand puzzles. We literally don't even need to say. We all know who's winning tactical hand puzzles.
Clifford the Big Red Hog. Baby.
Fume, I swear to God, if this is confirmed.
Dude, I'm not watching. I'm not watching finale.
How much do we... Okay, hold on. There's no way. Yeah, I agree, Melissa.
Hands down the worst winner I've ever seen.
Who's Sasha? Okay, we're going off the rails here, boys.
Oh, he's talking wrestling.
Oh, Sasha Banks. Sasha's fitting to beat the man. We do need to have a little wrestling podcast. I'll be honest, guys. I have no idea what's going on in NXT, and I barely follow main roster. I'm going nutty.
I haven't watched main roster in months, and I watched pretty much every episode of NXT with Charlie.
Let me just read you guys some of the stuff from BB_updates because they're the best.
Dr. Will, Dan, or Derek, Brady?
What?
Who you got? Who do you think's the best? These are kind of considered your top 3.
Best players ever.
Dr. Will, Dan, or Derek? Who are you taking out of that? 3 different games.
I will say all 3 of them ran the game beautifully. I will say Derek because he's the one that did it with integrity.
You son of a bitch.
What?
We stand Dr. Will in this household.
We are absolutely.
I was around Big Brother 2. Were you even born?
I mean, I was born. I wasn't. I don't even know if I don't even think I had cable. No, I'm kidding.
Oh, Damien.
Stop. Morgan. Stop. No one remembers Morgan. All right.
Josh makes Nicole look like a good winner. Nicole BB18.
No,
Yeah, Derek's been doing a show on the ID channel.
that was
It's I saw like some snippets of it. It's not bad. Cliff, this was a decision that I would not have wanted to regret forever. Jackson, and I'm very grateful. Cliff, it's all four of us sticking together so we can reach where we needed to reach. What do you mean sticking together, bro? You cut this deal a week and a half ago. That's what I hate, dude. They act like they've been loyal to each other the entire game. You cut the people you need to cut. God, I am so infuriated with that decision. And it's not just because I like Tommy. Keeping Tommy was the best decision for Cliff and Nicole long term, and I hope Jackson wins the goddamn game now. You know what? I hope Holly beats Cliff in the final. I hope that would be the worst possible way to end the season, and I hope that happens. Sorry, had to. Let me see. You know, it'd be funny right now if Jackson just admitted that he made the whole thing up.
I forgot that they wouldn't even bring Josh back. He's on MTV. They've already said it's already kind of been leaked that the people that have done MTV, they're never bringing back. They don't want MTV's face on their product.
Really?
The only exception was Victor.
Wow.
So I guess we'll see if that's true or not. But Josh, Paulie, there's a couple of them. There's no way.
Jackson said if Holly or Jackson wins veto, Cliff is gone. Yeah, that's true. Oh, God, perfect though. Imagine if Holly was like, if Holly smartened up and realized that nobody could beat Jackson, and Holly won veto and cut Jackson.
Yeah, Fume. Rachel Riley was talking about it. True story, because she does casting. Yeah, Natalie, Davon, those are two others. Corey was MTV. Again, they picked apart like Big Brother 18.
Wow, so Nicole's guaranteed finale night.
That's awesome. And you know what? She's been literally the fan favorite since the beginning, and it's so cool to see.
Yeah, it's true. Other than Kemi. Kemi was the fan favorite for a while. Even like a week after she got...
And Cliff. It's just cool to see those people lasting long.
Well, we said, you know, if they can just sneak through while that big alliance implodes, because look at the people that were in that original alliance. Jack, Annalise,
if Holly,
Nick, Christy, Tommy, Jackson. I mean, if they all stick together.
I want to set up this scenario. Ready?
Yep.
Holly, Jackson, Nicole are in the final three. Jackson wins veto this week, takes out Cliff, right?
Yep.
Holly wins final three HOH. Evicts Jackson. Do people then change their votes to maybe vote Holly to win the show over Nicole? Is
Honestly,
that a Steve over Vanessa move?
I mean, listen, because we don't know what kind of campaigning is going on in the house, but we now know that Jessica is not voting for Nicole no matter what. So if it comes down to that, and Jack, Annalise, Nick, Jessica, if they play the loyalty game, because Jack, Annalise, Christy, Tommy, and Jackson were all with Holly in that alliance, and Nicole was not a part of it, that's 5 guaranteed votes. That's enough votes to win.
Yeah.
Holly wins. So you never know how people are going to vote, and you never know what kind of campaigning is going on in that house. So
I'm rooting for that to happen. Like I said, I want Cliff to go out on Nicole's HOH. I feel like Cliff's a good guy personally. Like he'll be a good guy. I just don't like him in the game. And I want Holly. If that happens, I'm all in. Holly cuts Jackson just like a Steve cut Vanessa or like a John cut Netta. Be cool.
Be very interesting. Right now, put one name in chat, ladies and gentlemen. You got people sitting in here watching us. The diehards. Put one name in chat. Who's winning the game? I want to see it. Give me your picks now. I'm screenshotting. That way you can't go back on it. Oh, we should have done that day one. We should have said who's winning the game.
Well, people give their
I'd love to go
response.
back and listen to that and see, because we totally did ask that question. Did we? We didn't screenshot though.
I'm pretty sure we did.
Brady, while people are giving their responses, so we can give them a second to come in. What do you think is the most obscure but like powerful move that could happen that would just throw everything out of whack and make things not able to be like kind of predicted to a point?
Cliff wins final HOH and takes Holly over Nicole.
Ooh. I knew you'd have something.
That would be the ultimate wrench, right? Because then all of a sudden it goes from Cliff being the loyal, fun-loving old guy to being the dick that thought he could beat.
Ooh, that would be
We're pulling up these answers on the 25th.
All right.
When Cliff wins the show because no one picked him.
No one picked Nicole. No one believes in the hog.
The hog.
Clifford the big red hog.
Bye-bye.
Hey, the viewers are guaranteed to win the points this year, so.
I just don't see. Let's just ask you guys, like, honestly, if you were in the jury and you were being honest to gameplay and you weren't being bitter, if someone was evicted, would you vote for them? Like, that'd be hard. They would have had to do some crazy stuff. And I don't think Cliff did that crazy stuff to carry that eviction.
That's your mindset. You could also have the mindset, Charlie, of look at the adversity that the dude overcame. He got banished day one, won his way back into the house, got evicted, won his way back into the house again, and made it to the final two.
Made it to the final two by doing what?
He has won a lot of comps. He has won a lot of comps.
It would just be one of those
tactical hand puzzles.
And I think unfortunately for him, there's no one like a Jessica or an Annalise for him to go against where he probably would win. He's against 3 game players right now.
Dale said if Cliff were to cut Nicole and take Holly, it would cost Cliff $500K. I agree. That'd be an awesome way to end just that old bastard getting his heart ripped out. Sorry.
I would love it if Cliff doesn't go out of this house with his word and his what's he say? His word, his moral. Like, yeah. Dude, he should have burned this so long ago. But hey,
dude, let's be honest. The guy that's in his 60s and he still wears college gear around every day. I don't know, man. Can you trust him?
Apparently.
Plus, dude, doesn't he give shout outs to SK? Fucking.
He did all but suck Jackson's toes to get to the Final Four. So.
Whoa, hey, we're not talking about sucking toes. All right. If Cliff wins, can you play Clifford the theme song on stream? Yes, we will.
Absolutely.
Remind me.
Copyright strike.
I'm about it. We don't get monetized anyway. All right, we're losing viewers, and I'm losing sleep. So, till next time, guys.
Are we back next week? Are we back next week or just a finale?
Crap, that's right. Everything's on delay, isn't it?
I guess we'll play it by ear.
At the very least, we'll see you at finale.
We'll try and make sure one time before finale. I
agree. Make sure to like and subscribe, and click the bell so you know when we go live. It's Brady in the morning. And until next time, guys.